Oh, all right. Welcome, everyone, my beautiful hot friends, to our team call. I get so excited for these nights, and it's probably because I just don't see a lot of people in person, and so I literally cannot wait until Tuesday nights so I can see your faces and hear your voices and all of that because I miss everybody so bad. Anyway, tonight we are going to talk about a whole bunch of amazing things that hopefully help you move forward in your business. And just a couple of reminders. Last week we talked about mapping out a plan and our goal setting and all of that. What's your daily and weekly and weekend plan? You should have shared that with your sponsor by now. And if not, I encourage you to do so, because even for me to write down what I'm going to do, what I'm committed to doing daily, and then what I'm going to do weekly and the weekend, like actually writing it down is like, okay. Instead, because a lot of times throughout my Plexus time, it's been like, I know what I'm going to do on the weekend, but then you know what? I didn't write it down on the weekend, and I would just get up and kind of fly by the seat of my pants, and either I would do stuff typically on a Saturday in the morning, but anyways, it's really kind of powerful when you actually write down things that you plan on doing daily, weekly, such as, team calls or mindset calls or whatever that might be weekly. So I encourage you, if you haven't done that, to do that, just to spend a little bit of time thinking about it. But we have our event coming up starting tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If you're sharing a testimony, all of you guys on here are sharing a testimony. So I really want to say thank you a zillion times, because our stories are what give people hope. I just had a lady message me that's a total stranger. I just got a message from her. I shared my heart testimony on a momentum movement with Brooke Hemingway, and she just messaged me. She's like, I got to know what did you start on? How long have you been on Plexus and stuff like that? So I mean, stories inspire other people. And so I was glad to talk to her about it. So it's pretty cool. Stories are powerful. When we take us take ourselves out of the way and not make it about us going live or us, it's like all the attention on us. Oh my God, it's us. It's me. What if I make a mistake? What if I mess up? What if I flub up? Nobody's even listening to that. No one knows if you don't say something or if you do. Like, they literally just want to hear your heart, and they're literally just sitting there on the other end feeling like hopeful if they connect with your story. And so we just have to sometimes take ourselves out of the way and make it like that. I'm going to bless someone today by my story. I always pray before I share too. It's like, Lord, I pray that you have whoever needs to hear my story today or this week. So anyways, I want to thank you guys for taking time and sharing your stories, because that's so helpful. And that's what people need. They can see a post about Triplex, they can see a post about Mega X, but your story is what moves people, and gives them hope and makes them want to do this. And also, I've gotten tons of compliments on the group in our health and wellness lounge, tons of compliments saying, I love this community, which means they love all of you. They love us as a group. They love how we love on people. And that's a huge compliment. It's not just about the content. It's about what all of you guys bring to that. So awesome. Okay, so on to our training. We are going to talk about December. I touched on this a little bit last week, being full of distractions. I'm not going to use the word busy. I may accidentally use the word busy, but I'm going to use the word distractions as much as I can. December is going to be full of distractions. You just know it. We all know it. How you decide to respond to those distractions are going to reflect in your business in January, February, and March. We can let distractions run us over like a freight train, or we can decide a positive way to respond in the midst of distractions, busyness, whatever you want to call it. You can put in the chat maybe some distractions that you're already starting to get. Whatever it is, put them in the chat. I would love to see, like, what are some December distractions that you're already anticipating happening, or maybe they already have happened. It might be baking. It might be finish up Christmas shopping. It might be decorating the house. Like there's so many things, working full time, managing the family, cooking. So there are always going to be seasons that get hard or get busy. And I will tell you that for some people, it's a habit that when life gets hard or life gets busy, it's a habit that some people have to automatically pull back. It's like if there was a flame and a fire and it's getting a little too hot, pull back from it. There are a lot of people that when life gets hard or it gets busy, they're automatic. They're so used to quitting or pulling back. And that doesn't serve them at all by doing that. But it's kind of like an escape. It's like, well, I got to pull back. It's hurting. It's too much. It's too busy. It's whatever. So we want to break that habit because it truly is, I believe, something that's learned and done over and over and over with so many people. You might say, like, I'm just going to do it later. It's too busy right now. It's too hectic. I'm going to do it later. Later turns into next week. Next week turns into 2 weeks. 2 weeks turns into a month. A month turns into 3 months, and literally 6 months. And it can just keep going. So if we make it a habit to constantly gauge our business based on the busyness of our life, then what about everything else? What about summer? Summer comes, it's busy. Oh, there's weddings this month. Oh, there's grill outs. Oh, there's family reunions. Oh, now it's football season. Now it's soccer season. Now it's gymnastics season. Now it's basketball season. You know what I'm saying? There's always, always, always going to be something that can, if we choose, to be a total distraction. So if we make it a habit to gauge our plexus on the busyness of our life, then what? Like I said, there's always going to be something. So life will always be filled with whatever we fill it with. So taking a step back and not being present can take months and months and months to build back up, depending on where you're at, kind of, honestly. If you're in the beginning of your journey with Plexus and you're just starting to build maybe some accountability partners, this isn't exactly what's going to happen to you. Although you can easily lose contact with 3 people on your team. You can easily lose contact with 2 or 1. And those are just as important as having 10 people on your team, or 30, or 500. So when we start to create healthy habits right away in the beginning, right as you're starting to share, right as you're starting to build a team, those habits are going to just continue to grow you and grow your team. So let's see, where are my notes? Oh yeah, I was saying taking a step back and not being present can take months and to build back up. Taking a step back can also damage some credibility that you may have on even social media. And it can take or damage some credibility that you may have with your team. And earlier I was talking to Leah, I was just sharing, or she shared something with me, and I was like, oh, this is kind of like in the realm of like what I was going to share about a little bit on the call. So I'm just, I think this is maybe a good place for you to share kind of what we talked about with how those seasons of being in contact with people or stepping back, maybe just share a little bit of what you shared with me tonight, if you don't mind. Because I think that we all learn from each other's stories and each other's experiences. And I know many times on calls, I'm like, don't do this. I did this. This works. That didn't. So I'm just going to turn this over to Leah for a little bit here. And she's going to just share something that she shared with me. I just would appreciate that. Let me mute myself.
So it kind of came up because I was super excited that you, Don, and then also Kristen are going to share on the event. And I just am always excited when you guys are willing to share, because not only is it helping you get out of your comfort zone, but it's also so important. Like I found for our people that join us, like our team, they look to us for to see that involvement. And then also the people you invite, like it makes such a huge impact for them, and it makes it so much more personal that they see you and hear you and they're like, oh, there's my friend. This isn't just, something else that I'm kind of getting information. It just changes things. So that led me into something that Tina has rode the roller coaster with me, because I am notorious for falling into overwhelm. And when I fall into overwhelm, I don't think I'm in overwhelm. I have excuses. I have reasons. I have justification. I have all the things. And I tell myself a really good story for all of that. But I'll tell you what, it's not just with Plexus. Like I'm famous for overwhelm in life in general. Plexus just happens to be the newest thing in my life. So to me, it was the easiest thing to push out of my life and be like, so now I'm not going to be overwhelmed. I'm going to feel better, because I'm just going to deal with that later when life settles down a little bit. I'm going to not be so busy and I'll be better for it. No, in reality, it was a little hard for me to admit maybe, but I instead felt guilty because I felt like I was letting down the people that had joined me. I felt left out of things that the team maybe was talking about or doing. Because not only did I like stop posting on my own social media sometimes, stopped engaging on our Plexus pages, stopped showing up to team calls. Like it just depended on the phase that I was in. And I have fought through overwhelm and been like, nope, I'm not going to happen. And it does go away. Like you really can just keep going and just keep doing what you're doing. And if there is something like part of my overwhelm comes from setting goals and not reaching them. But instead of feeling like you failed yourself, if there was something you didn't get done that day, then write it on to the next day. Or if you didn't reach that rank up, or if that person, I've had people that I'm like, they're going to join today and something comes up and they don't join. And it goes back to like Tina's taught us, it's not personal. That's about them. It's not about us. So I feel like I'm going off on a rabbit trail, but I had little notes because, feeling left out, feeling frustrated and disappointed, and with myself. So it really backfires on me when I decide to pull away from doing Plexus, because here's the thing. I can unplug from scrolling social media and give myself a break, but that doesn't mean I don't have to. I could still post. That doesn't mean I have to scroll. And when it comes to all the Plexus pages, every one of them just makes me feel refreshed, inspired, and all of the Plexus things are just somebody supporting me, which I have supportive people in my life. But as for like some of my current friends, some, not all, but some of them just weren't the most supportive people. And so I wasn't really quite used to it, and was kind of surprised when these friendships were real. It's not somebody fake. They're not faking it to like get you to do Plexus. These are real people with real hearts, and they really care. So like I was afraid of getting hurt, I think too. So it's pull back, build those walls up. Don't let this. And I'm afraid of disappointing myself. So yeah. And the other thing too is anybody that, once we start sharing and it actually gets to the point where we're like, this is a business. I want to do this. I have goals. Pull away, and your momentum, it's like putting on the e-brake. And it takes time to gain that back. Like I've been through it probably 3 times that I recall off the top of my head, that I was like, nope, I'm just going to unplug. And it's literally like putting the brakes on all those people that have been watching you. Don, you watched me. I just had another gal, her name is Sammy. She joined me and I had no idea that she's been watching me for a year. And she literally reached out to me and said, thank you for continuing to post and tell your story on Facebook, because I kept watching you and kept reading it until I realized I needed to do this for me. And she literally, those exact words, and it was not asked for. Like, she just said, I wanted to give you an update on how good I'm doing, and I wanted to tell you thank you. So those little things, like, I know we can get caught up in feeling like we're not getting enough likes, comments, all of that, but people are reading and people are watching, and they need. I had another gal too that just told me today too, thanks for always being a shining light and bright and giving hope. Those things are real, and you really are giving somebody hope.
Yeah.
So don't go into overwhelm. Don't pull a Linda. I think that's it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we were visiting just a little bit back and forth today, and I was like, oh my gosh, she shared that. I thought that would just go perfectly with what we're talking about. And I've definitely seen Leah grow and definitely choosing, like, oh, I'm not going to choose overwhelm right now. It's kind of like her verbiage is, I'm not choosing overwhelm right now. And it's when she's starting to feel it that she says it out loud, like, I'm not going to choose overwhelm right now. And then that, like she said, it shifts your mind. You pivot into something else that gets you in, that pivot and get into action, because as soon as you get into action, those feelings go away. If we don't get into action, we can sit in the miserable feeling for a week, for 2 weeks, for 3 months, however long. And growth happens during the time we are working towards the goal. I always feel like this is what I'm a believer in, that God is forming me into the person I need to be in that next position. And I embrace it, and I dig in. I want to dig into mindset work, not just listening to something. I want to work on myself so that when I get there, I can be at that position and be proudly in that position to help other people. And I love, more than anything, mentoring people. And I see a lot of things for my future, and I have a lot of goals for my future. So I embrace the hard stuff that might be painful to look at, but it's good for me because I want to be better. So a busy season can also make us feel as though our excuses are valid. Our excuses are valid. Well, it's because I work full time. Well, it's because I've got 5 kids. Well, it's because I fill in the blank, right? Whatever it is, we can fill in the blank. It's because I don't get help when I get home. Put stuff in the chat if you think of stuff. Whatever the excuses can be, we can think our excuses make this valid, right? But the truth is that they are just excuses. They are not valid. We, in our head, make them valid, but they're just excuses. Excuses are just excuses. So instead of saying, I'm busy, or whatever, it's because of this or that, what if we actually said the truth, which the truth is, I'm just not making my team or my plexus a priority, because that's what I choose. That's the truth. Take all the excuses away. The truth is, I'm just not making this a priority. So instead of saying, I'm not doing it because I'm busy, I'm not doing it because I don't have help, I'm not doing it because it's just because it's not a priority. That's the truth. It's not a priority. Either it is or it isn't. And I am not talking to the people who have literally life-changing events going on. Like, there's a time and there's a place. Like, if someone is in a massive health position and that is where your attention is, that's where your attention is. I'm not talking about that. That's not an excuse. That's a real life thing, a tragedy, okay? I'm just talking about these excuses, kind of like the examples that I said, I don't have help or whatever that might be. some excuses could fall into, like Leah was sharing, all kinds of things in life, right? I totally quit going to the gym because, well, life's just busy right now. It's the Christmas season. I got to wrap presents. I got to bake. I'm getting ready for this. I'm getting ready for that. And then at the gym, guess what? If you were going 4 or 5 days a week and you stop going, you totally lose momentum with your physical body. You really lose it fast. If you guys have been working out a lot, I've been on this roller coaster a zillion times where I'm like all in working out and then I stop doing what I need to be doing. And man, when you start again, like my husband and I are doing, lifting again and getting back on the lifting, getting up to the gym, whew, it's like you maybe lifted 80 pounds doing one thing and now I'm lifting like 10. You lose momentum. It's the same thing with plexus. We can fall off our diets. We can fall away from our friends if we let that happen. So it's all about priority. What are your priorities? Obviously, family, right? Is plexus going to be one of those priorities? For me, it is. For me, it definitely is, because I have to have it for my health. I have to have it. My family needs to have it. I am not going back to the place that I used to be. And now that we are reaping benefits of the financial freedoms of it, yeah, why would I not do this from my phone anywhere that I am at any time that I want to? So let's talk about how can we stay on track during the season of distractions? And this is any season: football season, soccer season, gymnastics season, wedding season, whatever season, because there's always going to be something, right? We've already all agreed there's always going to be something that can distract us, and we can use it as an excuse. So how can we stay on track during the seasons of distraction? So there's 6 things that I wrote down. There are probably more than this if I actually keep thinking about it. But number 1, family is so important. Family, our faith, so important. So unplug when you're with your family. Turn off the notifications. Face it down. And go be with your family and be present 110%. There's no plexus emergency. And I've found to have those boundaries for me to unplug has been a major challenge. Because for me, and I shared this with Leah today, for me, I don't believe I have stepped away or stepped back, even in seasons of really hard stuff. My daughter was even in the hospital. I didn't step back. It might have looked different, right? It looked different, but I didn't vanish. Like, I was still there. I was still in it. I was still, in fact, I remember sitting at the hospital on the couch in my daughter's room and helping a girl go silver. Hello. But I mean, Amanda was just laying there and watching a movie, and I'm like the opposite. I'm like, I need to unplug and be more disciplined in that, because for me, my business is something that I've gone to avoid other things. I gotta work. I gotta work right now. Like, so I'm like, use my business as like to avoid whatever else. Like, laundry didn't get done, dinner didn't get done, the bed didn't get made. The bed has to get made every day or the day's bad, right? But you know what I'm saying? So I have to work on unplugging. So I'm doing that. If you don't hear from me right away, it's just the fact that I actually am setting up some boundaries, and I answer messages a couple times a day. Do I stay with that? No, not always. I'm trying, but just know that, things don't have to get answered right away, and people can be self-sufficient. Dawn's been making her bed. Good. Leah, my excuses. I work 3 jobs. I have to run the kids around. I need to clean the house. I can go on and on. The point is that I've used all the excuses, but I can truly do the plexus thing in little time. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, we can totally think of all kinds of things, right? I could sit in my office for 3 hours and not do the other stuff I need to do around the house. Or vice versa, the other way around, right? We can be busy with stuff around the house to avoid doing what we need to do with our plexus. So yeah, it's just bad both ways. We just have to find that happy medium and that balance. 2, self-care. Taking your supplements, getting your workout, moving your body, mindset work, and being alone for some time. If that's a bubble bath at night, if that's getting up a little early in the morning to just get your head straight, have some time alone. And when I say mindset work, I don't mean just like reading a devotion or even listening to a podcast. Like all that stuff is great. And it's great to listen to, but it really does go in one ear and out the other if you're honest with yourself, right? It's like, oh, that was good. But the real mindset work that I'm talking about is stuff that you actually work on. You know, for me, putting up boundaries. For me, thinking about expectations is one that I've been working on lately. Just kind of realizing I have a lot of expectations all around me. Like I expect my husband, like when he sees the garbage full, to just empty it, but I don't communicate what I expect. You know, that's kind of a silly example, but if you really, really think about areas of your life that you get upset about, it's because you probably have expectations that the person was going to respond or react or say something in the way that you would maybe say it. So, you know, that's what I'm talking about. Mindset work, something that you're going to actually work on for yourself that's going to grow you. And number 3, lean into your business, not away from your business. And what I mean by that is, you know, ask yourself, what does this business mean to me? And you can write these questions down and answer them later, just as, you know, thoughts for yourself, or if you're journaling. So lean into your business in times of busyness, in times of craziness. You can lean in. And I'm going to go over just a few little tips that are going to be super simple that you can do. And then you can go decorate the tree, and you can go shop, and you can go wrap your presents, and you can go be with your family. So we'll talk about that in just a second. So what does this mean to you? And what does your team really mean to you? If you have a team, if you don't have a team, you don't have one person yet, you will have one person yet. What will that mean to you when you have one person join you? If you have more than one team member with you, what does it mean? What do they mean to you? And they rely on you. They rely on you to show up. And oh my God. And they need you. They need you to be there. So the next thing is, what does having the extra money mean to you and your family? What does having the extra money mean to you and your family? Does that mean having a cash-free Christmas? Does it mean making a car payment? Does it mean paying for groceries? Does it mean getting out of an extra job so you don't have 3 jobs or 2 jobs? Or maybe you don't want the job you have and you want to be home, working your business, making way more. The possibilities are endless. And then again, just mindset, back to that again. It's such a huge thing. Number 4, be present on social media. So here's some of the tips on how you can be involved so people see you. So the first parts were kind of like personal, but this is now where people are going to see you being more visible, being present on social media. Dawn messaged me tonight. We were kind of talking about some different things that she was working through with her time. And she discovered that at nighttime is her creative time. And she created a post last night and posted it this morning, and it was like, oh my God, that was so good. And we've had this conversation, but she now has shown herself, being self-sufficient woman that she is, she found, hey, kids are all in bed. I'm kind of feeling creative. I'm gonna write up a post. Being intentional. She was being intentional. She could have just turned on Netflix and laid there lounging, but she was being intentional about her time alone, thinking, okay, I think I could create a post right now. And it took her, I think she said, less than 5 minutes. She created a post, and she woke up this morning and posted it and was like, OMG, that was awesome. So yay. So be present on social media. People are watching you, just like Leah said, people are watching. If we are posting and then all of a sudden we disappear for a month, guess what our friends will say? We can imagine, right? Oh, must have been one of those things. Guess she's probably on to Avon now. Who knows? Guess we'll wait and see. But anyways, no, seriously, people are watching, and people, you build up, I believe, is the word credibility. Is that right? Credibility. And people are watching, so they trust you. Like Leah said, she had this person say, "Thank you for not giving up on me." Leah's been consistent. Okay, so number 5, be present. This is super easy. These 2 things, 4 and 5, take literally less than 5 minutes. Be present on the team page and be present on the health and wellness lounge. And the reason I bring those up is because your friends are plugged into the wellness lounge. Lots of friends, lots of team members are plugged into the team page or the wellness lounge or both. And when you comment on something, guess who sees it? Your friends see it. They get a notification on their Facebook that says, Dawn commented on. And they're like, oh, what'd she comment on? And they go look at it. And they see Dawn being present. They see Leah, Danielle, quick. We got 2 Danielles on here. Being present. And that excites them, right? And those 2 things literally take 5 minutes a day to just go to the team page and go to the wellness lounge, find some posts, comment on them. You can even tag some of your team members. People love and appreciate that. I've had team members that are like, oh my gosh, I didn't see that story about fibromyalgia. Gloria Schmidt, I would tag her in different things. And she was like, oh my gosh, I so appreciate you tagging me that. I didn't see that. And it helped build her belief. I've had people want to like give up. And then all of a sudden I tag them in a post, you guys, and it like literally saved them. And they're like, oh my God, that post really hit me. I definitely am sticking this out. I want to be like that girl. So think about that too. Super easy, less than 5 minutes every day or every other day, whatever, Just get creative, get resourceful, like Dawn did, finding that time in her night where she had that moment to think. Time block. You guys probably hate this word. I've done it where I don't time block, and I've done it where I do time block, and I'm telling you, this doesn't work and this does. What am I going to do with my time? Daily, weekly, weekend. Write it down in there. Put it in your calendar. This is when I'm going to do Plexus. It is either a priority or it's not. We schedule things. We schedule games. We schedule family night. We schedule our work. We schedule our workouts. We schedule our meals. We schedule date nights. We schedule all kinds of things. We schedule sports events, things with our kids. Plan Plexus too. Look at it as a huge opportunity. You are all sitting on a gold mine. We all are sitting on a gold mine. We have an amazing, amazing opportunity for this month for $9.95, an amazing business opportunity. God, you guys, I was in a business years ago and I had $20,000 of inventory. I had to pay $20 a month for my website. This is an amazing opportunity. $9.95, like getting people healthy, giving people hope, changing lives. Nothing against makeup, nothing against eyelashes or tanners or teeth whitening, whatever's, but we are changing lives, health, wellness, happiness. We're changing moms. Think of all the moms out there who aren't losing their mind anymore because we've had an influence on them and we're able to get them on board and that. So schedule Plexus into your day, make it a priority. And it's either a priority or it's not. And just know that you're not, whatever you do with your business is not to impress someone else. It's not to impress me. It's not to impress your sponsor. It's not about that. What you do with your business is about you. What you do is to impress yourself. What I do, I'm showing up for me You're showing up for you, right? We're responsible for ourselves. It's not about impressing anyone else on this team. It is only about what do you want and what are you willing to give and what are you willing to do to make it fit in and make it a priority. And if it means that much to you, it will fit in. We fit in. You guys, we are women. We are amazing. We are amazing creatures, amazing humans. We can make anything work when we set our minds to it. I mean, seriously, dude, when I set my mind to something, it is going to come hell or high water. It's going to happen. You know it, right? So, who's been here in December? Leah's been here in December. Was Dawn here last December? So Danielle has been here last December. So I'm just wondering who's been here like for a holiday last December with Plexus. So if you've been here last December or in a Christmas season, you will know. And if you haven't been here for that, then this is going to be fun for you, because what I'm going to tell you is that what we do in December is going to determine how your business goes January, February, and March. January, February, and March, and even April are like our biggest months. Massive momentum. Pretty much anytime it's so weird because lots and lots of ranks happen in those months. So I've seen it. But in December, we are kind of gearing up for the Renew You Challenge that's going to be in January. And so doing this event that we're doing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, this is like information, gut health, energy, inflammation, mood, right? People are getting all this information and weight loss. And it's kind of like also prepping people for what's to come, because we want to build on that, the Renew You Challenge. I'm not sure if they'll call it the Renew You this year. I think it's called something different every year. But it is something put on by Plexus, and it is fun. You grab accountability partners, you team up, you are on a certain regimen, you are holding yourselves accountable to exercising, being super healthy, and hello, after Christmas, come on now. Everybody's gonna be fudged out and eating chocolates and fudge and all the things, and they're ready. They're ready to hit it hard in January. It's just the way it is. So it's a big, big month. So what we do now is gonna really, really flow into January. So we want to keep the momentum going, even in this hectic season. Be creative with our time, be self-sufficient, make it a priority and fit it into your schedule, doing that time blocking like we talked about. And January, February, and March are going to be amazing. And like I said, take some of these tips and do them so that you can do your Plexus and do it well 100% in the 15 minutes that you might have, or the half an hour, or the hour, or the 2 hours, just depending on where you are. I mean, I think like if you're just starting out, give it 15 minutes. If you are silver, give it, a half an hour to 45 minutes a day. If you're gold, I would say an hour a day. If you're senior gold, give it a couple hours a day. I mean, it's just going to kind of like depend on what you want out of your business and where you want to go, because what we put in, we get out. But it doesn't have to be like 6 hours a day, or, sometimes people I think like they make it harder than it actually is. This can be like, go take your morning break from your work, or maybe you're on your lunch hour, and take, 15 minutes. And as long as you've got it written out what you're going to do, which is the key, this is what I'm going to do today. Here's who I'm going to reach out to. Boom, boom, boom. You can crack out some invites. Like you could get 20 invites out in, let me think and be realistic here. 20 invites out in like 15 minutes, probably pretty easily. 20 minutes, I don't know. That might be kind of fast, but as long as you have your list ready and you know who you're reaching out to. So that's me. If I don't know who I'm reaching out to, invites could take a long time. So I suggest definitely update that list so that you have a December list. Here's my December people that I want to connect with. I want to connect with them. I want to build a relationship with them. I want to invite them to this event this week and see what happens, right? All right, cool. So leaning in, lean in, lean in. All right, that's basically what I'm on fire about. So hopefully those tips helped you guys and can help you just lean in to what we know is going to be some distractions this month. And like I said, we're always going to have them, always. It's just learning how to work this in our schedules. And I think it just starts with it being a priority. So if you guys want to share, unmute, I would love to hear any breakthroughs that you've had this week. Dawn, you know, you have one for sure. So I want you to share that. I kind of told it a little bit, but I want you to share. It's better coming from you.
Can you hear me?
Any breakthroughs? Any breakthroughs?
I guess just sorry, I get nervous and I even know, like, I talk to you guys all the time. You know, writing it, and like it probably took me 15 minutes where I had found, you know, graphics, because asking questions, I guess, is important, and I wasn't asking the right questions, and I was just assuming that everybody made their own graphics. So I was telling Tina, like, I'm going to figure out how to download apps and make graphics. And she's like, what the heck are you talking about? Like this, like, you know? And so I was like, oh, people don't make their own graphics? Really? So I was just like, ooh, graphic. So it made it a lot easier, but having that planned out last night. And then when I got up this morning, I was able to post it with, like, you know, 5-10 minutes. I do have one more breakthrough.
Yeah.
A lady that I had helped, or I had told about Plexus, and I think we've invited her to a 3-way chat, and she just kind of fell off, or she said she didn't have time. She hit me up today on that post or on that story and was like, hey, tell me more about it. And I don't call people normally. I have to get better at this. But I was like, hey, can I call you? And I called her, and she's going to call me back on Friday. But I called her. So, you know, I'm about to call my Uncle Chuck and my Aunt Sherry, and, you know, I'm getting better. So I'm growing.
Yay. Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yes.
Those are huge, huge breakthroughs, because you guys, this was holding her back. She was being held back by thinking that she had to make graphics, and she's looking at our graphics going, what the heck? How do they make these graphics?
Yes, every day.
And so I was like, what? I don't spend no time making graphics. And those of you listening, there are 2 different pages, and we will put the links to those 2 pages. It's an Instagram stories or Facebook stories graphics page. So you can go to that page and grab the graphics, use them in your stories, and they're so fun. I'm so glad we have people doing the work on those. So that saves us all a ton of time, and boy, they create some beautiful graphics. So I am so proud of you. Big breakthroughs, big. Like, that's changing. Look at your attitude, look at your excitement. Like, you're like, I'm reaching out, and you stepped out of your comfort zone, and you're like, I'm picking up the phone and I'm going to call this person, that person. You've got a whole list, and that's what it is. You know, that just lit you on fire, and we can all see that in your face. So that's so exciting. Super proud of you. Anybody else want to share a breakthrough that you've had recently? It can be mindset, it can be business, it could be family, anything.
I had a little bit of a breakthrough. Mine is things that I already knew, but was fighting from doing. Little things like fighting, not wanting to tell people you need to give this a minimum of 60 days, like right from the get-go, not wanting to tell people that because I thought it would scare them away, and telling them that's the absolute bare minimum that you need to give this, because otherwise you probably won't see results. And you have to be committed to being consistent and being like really stern with people, but in a loving way, obviously. And I have people that are responding better with that. And I think it's honestly because they know that I care when I'm saying that, instead of just being all flippant and being like, it's okay, just try it. And if you don't like it, then you can quit. Instead of like telling people, I'm like, I want this for you. I know this. So yeah, just being like honest with them. And then, yes, Dawn, I am so proud of you for picking up the phone. And that is definitely something that I only recently got good at doing. Like I'm an in-person type of person, and picking up the phone makes me nervous too. So, but I'll tell you what, signing people like the gal I just signed today, she did it herself on her computer, and that's fine. But I said, okay, that's great. Let's talk first. And then, that's the first time I got to talk to her about her goals. But then I said, and then let's just walk through your sign up. So that way it's so much easier for you. And she said, thank you. She's like, I would have gotten stuck and probably would have given up.
Mm-hmm.
So getting on the phone can be
it's so
nerve-wracking, but
it's so important to enroll over the phone, because you gain 25 other opportunities to have conversations and connections with people. I never ever give anyone my link, and I'll just piggyback on your 60-day deal. I don't even bring up the 60-day deal. I've taken it now to like 6 weeks to 6 months, which to some of you guys might be like, Tina, that's a long time. Like, you're telling someone 6 months. Yeah, I actually am. Because for me personally, I didn't detox till day 22. I felt like crap. I went downhill backwards at day 22. But I knew the products were working because I'd educated myself about them and I believed in them. So I knew what was happening. And so I felt best at 6 months. It's when the PMS went away. It's like my hormones were more balanced at that mark, which honestly, and I'll tell people like, it takes 6 weeks to 6 months for your gut health to improve. And so you might have someone you're talking to that has just gotten off a massive round of antibiotics and a steroid shot or something like that. I have several friends that have gotten strong antibiotics, a steroid shot, and a nebulizer to help them with COVID recovery. And so it's like, oh, I know from back when my daughter was not well and she had to have steroid and all these medications, I know how long it takes for gut health to improve just from her experience. She had hair falling out from all of that and everything. It took time to rebuild her body. So you never know, depending on what someone's wanting. If they're just starting like the easy energy challenge, they're going to feel it right away, like that week, right? They're going to feel the energy and they're going to start seeing inflammation going out. But if we're dealing with someone that has more issues going on, I just say, it took you how many years to get to this place? So I want you to be patient with this and give it 6 months, give it 6 weeks to 6 months. And what is 6 weeks? Is 6 weeks 90 days? Is that right? 60 something. Like 6 weeks would be a month and a half.
45, isn't it?
45. I mean, day 90 is like amazing too. People see, and I'll say like, you'll see different things improving. You'll start to feel your energy lifting. You'll start to notice that your sleep is getting deeper, because I don't want them thinking like nothing's going to happen until 6 months. There's things happening, but it might be like this great, more of an aha moment at that 6 month mark, 90 day, somewhere in there. So, but I think it's great, like, because Leah was saying how she never really talked about a time. And so I think from what I'm hearing you say is you were feeling like maybe they thought they were going to like lose 20 pounds in like 2 weeks, right? Or something like that. And quick fix stuff. And now she's being much more realistic with them, saying, hey, minimum, give this, 60 days. And you could even like 90 days, it's even better. Like it's going to be so much better. In 6 months, vision cast. you know, like we've talked about vision casting with them, and what would life be like if you have half the pain that you're dealing with right now? Because I'm not ever going to claim that this is going to take all of their pain away, but I'll say, what if you have half of the pain you're living with right now? Oh, people be like, oh God, Tina, that'd be life-changing right there. You know, and maybe we can get most of the pain to go away. Oh my God, that'd be awesome. You know, so I never claim to heal something, but we've seen so many times, and I'll say, you know, my friend Gloria, or my friend Amy, she's a great example, off of all of her medications that she was on for years. And so I'll share stories of people that I know that have gotten, you know, great results with Plexus, with whatever it is that this person might be dealing with. So having that connection helps too. All right, guys, this was awesome. I'm going to let you guys go, and we're going to have an amazing December, because December is we're going to row in the same direction. If we're all rowing in the same direction, we're all going to row into January, February, and March in the same direction and be like, whoo, yes. Lots of momentum, and lots of momentum in November. So, oh, Dawn's got to go.
No, I don't have to go. I was counting like how long I've been on Plexus. I know I looked dumb because like I was muted and I was just like, so anyways.
So how long has it been?
It's been about a little over 90 days. And I was thinking that you just said that. I'm dreaming. I know this sounds crazy, but I am deeply sleeping and I am dreaming. Like I am sleeping so good that it's ridiculous. So I wake up feeling so good. And now that you said that, I don't write these little things down, which I should. Yeah. But wow. There it is. Like just recently, like I've just started just crashing out.
Yeah, 90 days is a big deal. So, I mean, I don't even talk about the 60-day money back necessarily, because I don't even want people thinking about, like, it's fine, I think, to say 60 days. Like, that's awesome. 60, 90 days, but I don't ever say the money back, because I don't want them even thinking, oh, I'm going to get my money back in 30 days. You know what I mean? Like, you know how, however we talk, we can put the thought into their mind. I want to vision cast with them. Like, imagine 60 days. And imagine 90 days, and imagine 6 months from now. So yeah, I love that. Just using that little bit of time frame, and to hear you say, you know, Dawn, honestly, Leah, don't you feel like she's been here for like a year? I feel like that, and it's been 90 days, and it's awesome to see like you're sleeping like crazy. And I bet you that could be a really good post for tomorrow.
Yes. I love you guys. Like, you're so awesome. Like, you really are.
Oh, we love you too. I love all of you.
Love you guys. This Tuesday night, like, lights my heart on fire, and it brings me so much joy. You guys, you have no idea. Yeah. I'm not going to cry. I'm not. I'm not going to. But I do. This is really good for my heart and my soul, and this is so good. I love you guys.
We love you.
Love you too.
All right, you guys, have an amazing night. Get some good sleep, and we have our event coming up. I still have 10 invites that I'm dedicated to sending out tonight, and probably even more tomorrow. So it's not too late to get people in, even if the event started. So,
yeah.
All right. And I'm so thankful. Thanks again for sharing your testimonies too. That's super helpful. All right. I will put the recording to this on the team page later tonight, and then you guys can tag your people in it and whatnot. So, all right. Love you guys. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.